Welcome to YouTube channel Parliamentary Reporter. This is English shorthand dictation number 50 and the dictation speed is 140 words per minute. Ready? Start. Sir, when we talk about keeping the decorum of the house and maintaining the decorum of the house, we should also think about what led to all these issues. I totally agree with my honorable friend who mentioned the recent events. There is turmoil in the country and a lot of people think that their citizenship is at risk. This is what the people of the country think at present. We have no clarity and we have no answer to the question whether their citizenship is at risk or not. The government is duty bound to give a clear answer to that. Agitations are going on in the country. Any agitation at any time has its own risk of leading to a law and order problem. The Delhi incident has resulted in the death of a number of people. Parliament closing its eyes during such times will lead to the problem. Can we hope that nothing will happen and we can go peacefully without having a discussion? This is also a question. We should think about what made the members to go to the well. Nobody would like to go to the well of the house. Going to the well and shouting slogans or sitting in the well is not appropriate. It is better to peacefully sit here and speak. It is quite comfortable here. Why should members go to the well and shout slogans? It is a difficult job. So the government also has some role to play. The government could have taken a lenient view and could have discussed what happened in Delhi under our nose. Few minutes could have been given to discuss that. That is also an issue. As Honorable Defence Minister is here, the government should give some clarity on the NPR and NRC. Why is the government silent on that? The government should give answer to the nation as to whether some people in the country will lose their citizenship or not. Who has the right to take away the citizenship of the people? The government should give answer to it. All of us have committed to the Honorable Speaker to keep decorum and maintain dignity. We have given a word and we will keep our word. There is no doubt about that. But I would say that the government also has some responsibility to clarify certain things. Honorable Speaker Sir, first of all we express our pleasure in seeing you back in the chair after 2 or 3 days. For maintaining the decorum and dignity of the House, I feel that the government as well as the opposition is having equal responsibility because it is the right of the opposition to dissent. The dissent need not be agreed to by the government. But if we examine the second session of the 17th Lok Sabha and the first part of the third session also, we would find that the entire opposition had fully cooperated with the government. It was the most productive session. No fault was found on the part of the opposition. We fully cooperated and even the Honorable Prime Minister had congratulated all the members of the House. He said that we had a very productive session. We had differences on so many legislations, but we had all cooperated even without having micro-level scrutiny of the bills by the standing committees. Many legislations were passed. But it is quite unfortunate to see things which happened during the last 4 days. I am not going to repeat it, but we all know it. I am not opening the issues, but we demanded a discussion under Rule 193 regarding Delhi riots. But unfortunately, the government was not willing to concede to the demand of the opposition because of the reasons best known to the government. Anyway, finally it has been agreed to. We do not feel happy in coming to the well, as has been said just now by my esteemed colleague from the Congress party. It is not a good thing. We have to keep and maintain the decorum of the House. Definitely we will do it and we would render full support. On 4th March 2020, I also went to the well. I had gone to that side because Vivad Se Vishwas bill was being passed in the din. My statutory resolution was there and I had very strong amendments also. 3 important bills were passed. So that was the provocation which made me go to the well. I am really sorry for that. I want to say that it is not a very good thing that a member of parliament goes to the well and makes a noise, but the government has to take care of the opposition. The opposition should be taken into confidence by the government. Instead, the government wants to pass some urgent legislations in the din. I think such a communication gap was there between the government and the opposition. If it is decided to pass some legislation because of its overall importance for the country, definitely the opposition will agree to that. Such a consensus, mutual cooperation and communication are highly essential to run the House in a smooth manner. This is a suggestion which I would like to make. On behalf of all of us, I also appeal to the Honorable Chair to please revoke the suspension of all the 7 members. Let the House function in a smooth way with the cooperation of the opposition. The government should always take the opposition into confidence. Honorable Speaker, sir, thank you for giving me this opportunity. I rise to speak in the discussion on the Delhi riots. I am not speaking in a happy frame of mind because 72 years ago, riots broke out in Delhi after Mahatma Gandhi was murdered by a Hindu fanatic. Bapu has been murdered again in Delhi. I was listening to the speech of the honorable member from the ruling party. Her speech, if made outside, could be termed as a hate speech. I have seldom heard such a biased communal speech ever. The honorable member was forthright in her defense of the man who went to Maujpur with 300 people and started the riots. She spent 5 minutes defending the most hated man. She is the best devil's advocate possible. She has also been an advocate for the Delhi police, which has shown total inaction and ineptness in this whole riot in Delhi. Unfortunately, there are not many takers for her speech. First, you took action in JNU against students. Then the police went to Jamia Millia and beat up students inside the library. And then, in the run-up to the Delhi election, one minister of the government used violent words and an MP of Delhi from the ruling party further made an incendiary remark about the Shaheen Bagh protesters. All of this culminated in the Honorable Home Minister's current remark. I know that out of the 53 people killed, there were 2 policemen, 11 people from the majority community and 40 people from the minority community. I am not naming any community, but it is obvious that the minority community suffered more. Thousands of people have fled from the affected areas and gone to their villages in Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. Some of them are living with relatives elsewhere in Delhi. At this stage, I feel bad standing face to face with the Home Minister. He should acknowledge responsibility for his failure to control or stop Delhi riots and bring peace in 3 days. He is the man who could not prevent riot in Delhi at a place which is 10 kilometers from the headquarters of Home Ministry. If he cannot control Delhi, how will he control this huge country? Such a thing cannot happen in a large democracy like India, which has become the homeland to people of various religions. Sir, compensation to the victims should be provided. I also suggest that those who have lost their important official documents due to the said unrest, proper arrangements for speedy recovery through digital records or fresh documentation of such documents should be made for them at the earliest without harassing the victims. We stand for safeguarding the secular fabric of the nation and believe that all religions have an equal place in this beautiful country of ours, which has spread the ideals of dharma and ahimsa and withstood the vagaries of invasions carried out by the people of different faiths.